Hello, YouTube viewer. Did you know that Nexo Nights has a Japanese dub? Well, if you clicked on this video, then, you know now, and you want to know more, and, I'm here to tell you about it, because you clicked on this video. I watched this dub, and it was the experience of all time, and I'm going to tell you about it. You cannot escape now you clicked on this video. By the way, a note before we start. There are no Japanese subtitles in this show, so I've had to translate it all by ear, so I've almost definitely gotten some stuff wrong, so just take my translations with a handful of salt, okay? Cool. There were quite a number of changes, and some of them make sense, like changing jokes that wouldn't work in Japanese, or changing culture-specific language, but they also made some weird changes that make me ask, why? Just why? So here's a list of those. So first of all, Nexo becomes Nex, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like, Nexo Nights becomes Nex Nights, and it's so jarring. They refer to Nexo powers as Nex powers, and I know why they did it, but also, is it really that hard to just say Nexo? Even in Japanese, it's like 4 syllables. Guys, it's not that hard. Please just say Nexo. They also changed the names of pretty much every Nexo power for some reason. I know some of the English names are puns, so it makes sense to change those, but most of them would be like, fine, I think? It may be kind of weird, but like, it's not any weirder than changing Nexo to Nex, I guess. They also gave the knights catchphrases when they download a Nexo power, which is wild. I'm not even going to explain these, I'm just going to show you all of them with translation, so here you go. I have nothing to say other than that's weird and unnecessary, but okay, I guess, pop off Nexo Nights Japanese dub writers. They also covered both of the intro songs in Japanese, and they're kinda sick, not gonna lie. And of course, the episode names had to be changed. They definitely would not have worked if they just directly translated them. They're almost all puns in English, so like, I get it. But the notable part of this is that they all got like anime episode titles, and it's really funny to me. I don't know why, but just those overly long titles that explain the plot to you are so funny to me. So I'm going to show you a few notable examples. First I'll tell you the English title, and then I'll tell you the Japanese one. Season 1, Episode 4. In English, it's The Knight's Code. In Japanese, it's Battle, Bringing Down the Magma Chariot. This one has nothing to do with the original title, and the chariot itself isn't even the focus of the plot. Like, Clay is the focus. The Knight's Code is the focus. Season 1, Episode 6. In English, it's The Golden Castle. In Japanese, it's Co-Stars? Movie Star Showdown. Just the pure animeification of this title is amazing. It's more accurate than Episode 4, but it's also so good. Season 2, Episode 2. In English, it's Greed is Good. In Japanese, it's Robbery, Lance's Entire Fortune. It's so accurate to the plot, but also it's so funny. Like, yeah, they did rob him of everything that he owns. They did do that. Season 2, Episode 6. In English, it's Night Out. In Japanese, it's Enemy Attack, A Cruel Battle at the Cheerful Hotel. This title is accurate, but also it is so long and there is too much explaining. And also, this hotel is not cheerful, it is hell, and I just accidentally made a Hotel Hell reference. Season 2, Episode 8. In English, it's Open Mic Night. In Japanese, it's Laughter Attack, Gestro's 100 Joke Rapid Fire. I am not even entirely sure what they are trying to say here, but it's not entirely inaccurate, so like, pop off. Now that all that stuff is out of the way, it's time for my favorite part, the voice acting. Woo, yippee! Insert applause. I'm going to introduce each character with a clip of them, and then I'll talk about what I think of their voice. Good, great. Now let's start with...
準備運動終わり。5分休憩だ。それとロビンに頼んで最新の練習ができるようにしといたから。
I'm gonna be honest, I hated this initially, but his voice has really grown on me. At first I thought it was too high-pitched and the characterization of him was like off, but now I really like it. It's higher and younger sounding than the English, and he sounds less serious and more shy. He also sounds like baby girl. Like he's so innocent and precious, and he's just a little guy. The performance just gives him a totally different vibe, and like I do prefer the English, of course. He's got literally one of my favorite voice actors ever, but like I don't hate this as much as I thought I would, and for that he deserves props. Overall, he is good. Again, I was initially not a fan, but now I really love it. Her voice is high-pitched, feminine, and has this quality to it. I cannot describe this quality with words. If I were to try though, it sounds bratty but rebellious, and I mean that positively. She's great, she's got the sass. Also, I'm a little sad she uses atashi as her pronoun. She seems like more of a boku girly to me, but I admit that is completely my personal preference as a GNC Macy enjoyer. But mostly, I like her. She's got a different flavor, but a good flavor. Another one where I thought I hated his voice at first, but I actually kinda love it. It's so different from his English voice, but it kinda works. They went for a charming young prince vibe, and it's really good. His voice is smooth, way higher than the English version, and it's kind of like floaty and breathy. Does that make sense? But somehow it just works. Like, it's a vibe. He's giving. Also, side note, he calls his parents mommy and daddy in English, and I'm so uncomfortable with this. Aaron's voice sounds like a disaster, and I love it. There are not words to describe whatever is going on with his voice, and I say that as a positive. He sounds crazy, and that's exactly what I wanted out of him. I love his little noises too, he just sounds so joyous and full of life. Also, sometimes with the way he sounds, I cannot for the life of me understand what he's saying. Like, I'm trying my best, but he talks so fast. Honestly, there's not much more to say about him, he's very quirked up. He sounds feral. Moving on. He's fine. I don't like Axel, I'm sorry. I have nothing to say other than it's exactly what I expected, and that is okay. He sounds like a normal old guy, and that is all I have to say. He is fine. Ava is literally perfect. Her voice is spot on, and I love it. Her sarcasm and dry humor are so well done. She's characterized perfectly, and I have nothing else to say about her other than it's amazing, and I love it. Robin is also amazing. He is so cute sounding, like, oh, what a little guy, he is just a little man. His voice also has the quality to it that I can't explain, but it's a good quality, it works for him. He sounds very good, he's very pleasant to listen to. He's not what I expected, and I'm happy about that. I expected they'd give him like a deep villain voice, and they didn't do that, and I'm so glad. Instead, we get more of this mid-pitched voice with the thickest accent I've ever heard. Like, I have a hard time understanding what he's saying sometimes, it is so thick. The man rolls his R's and stuff too, like, it's wild. He sounds pretty good overall though, I like this. I don't know how to explain this, but he sounds way more like a normal guy than the English voice. Like, the English radiates clown vibes, and the Japanese just sounds like a kinda depressed guy, but like, I still kinda like it. Like, yeah, I wish he was more clownish, but I do like his vibe. Also, they did this thing that I love so much, where before he turns evil when he's just a normal clown, he uses boku as his pronoun, but after he turns evil, he uses ore instead, which is exactly what I wanted, and it is so good. It's like such a small thing, but I love it. I love that detail. Overall for him, I think there's some choices I like and some I'm confused by, but generally he's pretty good, I think. He's a very, very different flavor, but he is giving. Okay, we've covered all the main characters, but before I close out the voice review, I'd like to list some honorable mentions. So side characters, I'm talking about side characters. Alice is perfect. Her voice, her tone, her laugh, it's all great. It's so good. I love her. The weird gold man sounds spot on. Major props to him. Flamma just sounds like a normal guy, and that's really funny to me for some reason. Lavaria is great. She's so girl boss. Like, get it, queen. Yes. Lancet's parents say everything in the strangest tone I've ever heard. I cannot describe this with words. It's like everything they say is slightly off. Like they're enunciating at weird parts, and it's they're fine though. I just think they're silly. In conclusion, this experience was weird, and I had fun. There is no grand statement, I just wanted to tell you about Japanese Nexo Nights for a while. Anyway, tune in next time when I tell you about some other LEGO show, probably LEGO Dreams again, because I cannot escape that show. Also, by the time this video comes out, Nexo Nights' anniversary will have been like a week ago, so I'm a little late, but happy anniversary, Nexo Nights! Thank you for saving my life!